Powered by the Montana Television Network. This is the 530 News on Q2, Montana's news leader.
Good evening and thanks for joining us here on Q2. I'm Zoe Zandora. In the upcoming election, Montana voters will consider an initiative that would require new hard rock mines to provide evidence their operations won't require permanent water treatment. MTN's Jonathan Ambarian talked to supporters and opponents of the measure about what it could mean for the state.
Initiative 186 would put additional requirements on anyone applying for a hard rock mining permit. It would require the Montana Department of Environmental Quality to deny a mine permit unless the applicant shows clear and convincing evidence their plan will prevent water pollution without the need for permanent treatment of acid mine drainage or other contaminants. The campaign for I-186 has been led by conservation groups like Montana Trout Unlimited. They say it's an important step to protect Montana's water quality.
Clean water is important to aquatic and riparian and wildlife, as well as human life, public health, agriculture, ranching, outdoor recreation industry, and just our quality of life.
I-186 supporters point to cases like the Zortman-Landusky mine, where the state has had to pay millions after the costs of water treatment exceeded the reclamation bonds the company set aside.
It poses an ongoing, forever risk to clean water and ongoing expenses to the public, the state, federal government, and so I-186 is a simple legal solution to that.
But the opponents of I-186 say the state has already tightened its regulations to prevent cases like that from happening again.
So we think the people of Montana are being asked to vote for something that's being sold as for clean water, and it really isn't anything about clean water.
Opponents say the initiative will open all metal mines up to lawsuits that could delay or block their operations. They point to three specific mine proposals: the Black Butte copper mine in Marr County and the Rock Creek and Montanore mines in northwestern Montana that could be affected.
These mines will never be permitted if they have an additional hurdle to pass, an additional unclear language.
Opponents questioned whether any mine owner would be able to meet the higher evidence requirements in I-186.
We're either going to have mining and allow it under the most stringent mining requirements in the world, or we're not. And that's what's at stake with I-186.
Supporters of I-186 say they understand the value of mining and that this is only a way to ensure mines don't leave permanent costs behind.
This is not an attempt at gotcha lawmaking. This is simply about protecting clean water and requiring that our hard rock mining be more responsible.
In Helena, Jonathan Ambarian, MTN News.
Absentee ballots will be mailed to voters in Montana starting this Friday. Alzheimer's is the 6th leading cause of death in the country, and there's an annual fundraiser in Billings that aims to help. The Lewis and Clark Middle School's 8th grade class sang Rise Up at the Walk to End Alzheimer's. Because of weather, the walk was moved inside the Rimrock Mall. This is the last of 7 walks in Montana. Nationwide, there are more than 600 walks. Alzheimer's affects the patient, caregivers, families, and friends. About 1,000 came out for the walk. And the money raised goes to Alzheimer's Association, which funds research and helps with the care of Alzheimer's patients. Children need help in identifying bullying and be given the right tools to help them handle it. The Montana PTA heard from experts to learn about bullying this weekend. The group held its annual convention in Billings on Saturday. The workshop on bullying gave the group some pointers to give to parents and children. Experts told the PTA it's important to have parents involved and to teach the children how to deal with bullying on social media.
The tools that they can use to stop a bully, things that they can do and say that could stop the situation instead of escalating it. How to talk to a grown-up or a parent about bullying. The more power students have, I think, the more confidence they have and can stop those situations before they escalate.
Bullying information is available on school websites, and the Montana PTA will hold next year's convention in Great Falls. Relax, rejuvenate, and restore. These were the focus of the Montana Women's Expo held yesterday at the Pavilion at Metro Park. The expo brings in companies with the latest in women's products and services. About 100 vendors with all sorts of products, including fashion, food, and fitness were there. The expo is held by Town Square Media in October and April. Yesterday morning was the last chance to enjoy time with friends at the Farmers Market in downtown Billings. The Yellowstone Valley Farmers Market, which has featured locally grown produce for 33 years, ended its 12-week run yesterday. Food and entertainment were also part of the festivities. Each year, the market runs from July to the first weekend in October.